Hey, Bruce here, the 5-Minute Handyman. Well, I am building a shed out of a kit that we got from Lowe's, and so I wanted to show you some of the hardware and talk about how it gets put together. I'd love to have you subscribe to my channel so you can see how I do different home improvement projects and tips and tricks on making your life easier. So let's take a look and see what we got here. Okay, we got our plates marked. We're spreading these apart here. And then what we'll do is get the studs and line them up. And so what I'm going to do is line it up here and right here. So these are the two marks. I have the X on this side so I know that my stud is located correctly. This one's going to go here and it's halfway. So we just line all of these up. Okay. Okay, so I have these lined up now, and I'm going to do little adjustments as I nail these in. And so what I'm going to do is use a nailer to do this. I could use a regular nail and a hammer, but I'm going to use my nailer here. And so what I want to do is I want to make sure that I have this surface that's going to be flush, because when I stand the wall up, this is going to be the outside, and when I put the sheathing on here, I want to make sure that it's flush. So I push both pieces down to the decking, make sure it's flush here. So these are 3-inch nails. And we do 2 of them in the top, and do 2 in on the other end here, and we just keep going across. But first, let me get this whole side done. If I was going to be hammering this, what I would do is I would stand on this stud so that when I'm hammering it doesn't move away from me. But with the nailer, there's no need to do that because it does such a quick shot. Okay, so now here's an interesting thing. We are at the seam. And what we want to do on this is it wouldn't do any good for me to go just straight in the middle here. So I'm going to have to kind of toenail in for each one of these, from each of these plates. Okay, so I've got that one. And this we push up against it. We're going to come in at an angle as well. Alright, perfect. So that's the process that we go through here. And then we just go over to the other end, line those up, and put the nails in there. Let me get this back wall together. Okay, so we got cut short yesterday with some rain, but today's a new day, and I have the studs attached to the top and bottom plate, and now we're going to be putting the siding on it, and then I'm going to paint it before I stand it up because I'm very close to this fence in the back. And so I wanted to show you how to do that. The instructions tell us to use a spacer block, which is 2x3, and to have the siding overhang on the top, so make that flush here, make it flush here. And then there's a 3/4 inch block that we're going to use as a spacer here. And this is going to line up with the seam that we had in our bottom plate, because that is in the middle of this 2x. Now you'll notice that my wall is not square because the space I have here, okay, this is 3/4 of an inch, and when I come down here, this is not 3/4 of an inch. I've got all kinds of extra space here. That's okay. Normally we would take a platform and square it up by measuring diagonal corners, but with this, what we're going to do is we're going to put in a nail here, a nail in here, and then we'll be able to take it and move the bottom back and forth so that we get the wall stud to line up with the edge of the paneling. And so that's what we're going to do. So let's get some of these nails in. So I'm using a 2.5 inch nail, and so we're going to go right in this corner. Pull that one out and go into this corner here. Alright, so now I have those. I've got to square up my frame. And so the way I'll do that is get a hammer. I'm going to just move this down. I'm going to do it so that until I get lined up with the edge of this 3/4. And if you remember, we did 3/4 down there. We have 3/4 here. So now I'm confident that my frame is lined up. Okay, so now that I have the 4 corners, what I can do is I can go every 6 inches or so and put nails in here, and I'm going to angle them in a little bit. And so we're just going to keep doing that, and then in the center here we have another stud, which is, let's see, it's right here. It's just going to be to this, just on the side of this groove that's here. And so what we'll do is we'll put one in here, and then we're going to do every 12 inches. Okay, and that's how we're going to secure this panel. We do the other panels on here, and then we're going to paint it, and then we'll be able to stand the wall up. So that's the process. Let me get that done off camera, and then we'll come back.